Good morning, WWW, worldwide audience. It's Saturday, the 28th of March, and I wasn't going to do one for Saturday, but I thought to myself, Saturday's an important day of the church. We do a lot of things in our churches on Saturday. We do weddings, of course, we do funerals, and we have the visual mass. But we also do reconciliation, or what we call confession. When Jesus was here on this earth, he did basically three things. He taught, he healed, and he reconciled. Now, I can say, I can buy into that. I can understand the teaching. You go to church on Sunday, the priest hopefully gives you something that's going to touch your heart, and you're going to go home with something. Healing, yeah. Look at this mess that we're in right now. Everybody's praying. Pope came out with a special prayer. I got a thing on Facebook this morning for a priest friend of mine in St. Tim's, and it was an Irish prayer poem praying for healing with this coronavirus. People have been encouraged in this archdiocese to pray constantly, to do the rosary. Okay, so I can dig into that. And the third thing, however, is reconciliation or confession. And yes, we ain't comfortable with that one. We could do the other business. But for whatever reason, this notion of going to reconciliation or confession it's a stigma for us, and we find it very, very difficult. And yet it is one of the sacraments that Jesus gave to the church. So just for a minute or two, maybe we could take a look at this. So in the early history of the church, people only went to confession one time after they were baptized. And if they committed bad sin, well, then it was, tough-skis, good-skis for you. You don't get back in, see. It wasn't until the 6th century we started this notion of regular confession. It really developed out of the monastery model. The church has always considered reconciliation a part of our tradition and something that is important because it was one of the sacraments. Now, when Jesus was here, he didn't tell the apostles how to hear confessions. He didn't say put a room up, put 2 chairs in there, or a kneeler, or a box or a screen. He never said that. That just happened every time. But the whole notion of confession, and I don't like to use that word. I think maybe the more relevant word is the word reconciliation. It's the idea of making up or healing in a relationship. Usually when you get into the notion of confession, it's like the law and order kind of a thing, and people, they sign a confession. We don't want that to happen in our own life, So the church encourages us to understand it as reconciliation, that we're healing the rift that has existed between another person and my relationship with God. And if I am reconciled to God, then I'm automatically reconciled to the person that I have offended. Going to confession is hard. Celebrating reconciliation is easy. And I had a person who came to see me a couple of weeks ago. I hadn't made a confession in years. And they had a whole laundry list, a long sheet. I said, put that away. I don't want to look at that, I said, God knows everything you do. I said, there's 10 commandments, there's 6 precepts to the church. I said, if you look in your own heart and your soul and you know what your issues are, that's the stuff you got to work on. My job is not to judge you on those things. My job is to reconcile to yourself to God. So I said to the person, say 2 Hail Marys. And they said, is that all I get after all those years? I said, yeah. Isn't it something? How easy God is with us. So we do reconciliation usually on Saturdays. So I would encourage people, especially if you've been away from reconciliation or make it something that's a frequent thing in your life, to avail yourself of the opportunity. Even during this crisis, we have reconciliation on Saturday afternoon over in the church at 4 o'clock. If that's a bad time, call me here at the rectory, and I'll meet you over in church. We'll keep 6 feet apart, make sure nobody's listening to what you got to say or I got to say to you. But avail yourself of the opportunity. And again, the proof is in the pudding. And I can't tell you how often when people leave reconciliation, they're going out the door and they say, I feel so good. That's the grace of God. May we always rejoice in the grace that the Lord offers to us in his sacrament. Amen. See you tomorrow. No, I'll see you Monday.